As we all know, a bunch of jobs were lost, and I've been listening to people talk about how Austin is going downhill. And I thought, man, that's really weird because that's not the numbers I'm getting. So I thought I'd share with you. So TXP is a nonprofit company who does economic analysis for state and governments. And this is some of the information that they found out about our industry in specifically the Austin area. This is not Texas-wide. So it does not include Houston or Dallas or San Antonio, who all do have small development communities. We output $990 million in 2010. That's a lot of money. That's what we generated, not in economic activity, but in just straight up output. There's more economic activity around that. There are about 7,200 digital media jobs, not including film or music or performance. This is just digital media. So that's actually a lot of people. We are the #2 state in the union for game development. We have one of the largest concentrated communities. I think we're about the 3rd largest city behind San Francisco in the greater Los Angeles area. Now, when I say greater Los Angeles, I mean as far north as Moore Park and as far south as Orange County. So it's more like saying the greater Austin, San Antonio area. The touch point, though, is we have between 50 and 100 companies, and that means that there's a lot of upheaval and down, drafts, and that creates a lot of inconsistency. And the report covered this, and one of the things that we'll cover tonight is in response to this. But I wanted everyone to know that Austin is actually a very vibrant and lively community. I don't know how many people have worked and lived in other cities. I worked in the LA area for 6 years. Nobody ever held a job fair for unemployed people. Nobody ever gave a crap. And IGDA didn't do anything. I've helped, EA host a job fair on Monday. We pointed everybody, people who were hiring to the action point stuff. We did stuff last fall. We continue to do stuff all the time. So I really wanted people to know that even when you don't need the services, they're out there and helping the community at large. And that's a lot about what tonight is here, is to talk about the things that are happening in our community, that there is a lot of stuff going on, and it's getting bigger and better every single year. So, on that note, I'd like to introduce John Michael. He's from Capital Metro, and of course one of the important things, if you drove here tonight, you realize there's a ton of traffic, not a lot of places to drive on, and it would be really awesome if there's public transportation that stopped by out from Mister Tramps. So he's going to talk to us about how that's going to happen.
So let me start with a little bit of housekeeping. I think I passed this around to some of y'all already, but if you like what you hear tonight and want to keep informed and get involved in what we're doing and shaping the future of transportation here in Central Texas, I have a list you can join. I promise not to spam you. It's only relevant. I won't sell it, but I think all of you guys know how to block spam anyway. So I'll pass this around. And I have a little bit of a pamphlet here. I'll just leave them up here if you want to pick one up later if you didn't already get it. But thank you very much for having me out. I think I've got about 15 minutes, so that's not a lot of time, so I'll just delve right into it. My name is John Michael Cortez. I work for Capital Metro. How many of you have heard of Capital Metro? All right. How many of you use Capital Metro on a semi-regular basis or occasionally? So just a few of you. Okay, good. Good. So maybe what I'm going to tell you is interesting to you. I'll just mention a couple of things that I'll sprinkle them in through this presentation that I heard you say that I think you would find interesting and that are related to what you're doing here. But the first is that, yes, we do have a very vibrant community here, and Capital Metro is a big part of that and wants to be a bigger part of that. So what I'm going to do, if you indulge me real quick, I'm going to show you just a brief video that hopefully you'll find interesting. It's about 4 minutes. That kind of sums up what we've been doing at Capital Metro, and then I'll get into some more specifics that I think might be more relevant to you. So hopefully this works.
When you're looking at the best cities in America, Austin is at the top of the charts. But there's one list that nobody wants to be on. And with more than 150 people moving to Central Texas every day, our mobility problems will only get worse. We don't have the money or the space to build enough roads to keep up with our growth. And with gas getting more expensive all the time, Austinites need new ways to get around. That's why transit matters. Public transportation is more efficient and sustainable than driving alone. Transit connects people to the places where they live, work, learn, and play. Here in Central Texas, Capital Metro provides a backbone for new activity centers, new investment, and new opportunities, as well as a lifeline that serves our urban neighborhoods. And we're just getting started. Capital Metro is investing in the mobility solutions that Central Texas needs to succeed. With a new leadership team, stable finances, and big ideas, we're invested in the future of Austin. We want to be your partner as we work together to improve mobility and connect our communities. Together, we will all enjoy the benefits of having more and better ways to get around Central Texas. You've already seen some of the returns we've gotten on Capital Metro's investments. Metro rail ridership has nearly tripled in just 2 years, and we've expanded the service to meet demand. We've already seen more than $90 million in new development around our Metro rail stations, with millions more in the pipeline. We continue to upgrade and innovate with our bus services, park and rides, paratransit, and new services, like the Metro Rapid Premium service. We're making sure we provide the best, most useful transit options for the trips Central Texans want to make. That's a big reason why our ridership continues to grow, and why Capital Metro has the highest per capita ridership of any transit system in Texas. And that's important to everyone who needs to get around Central Texas, no matter how often they use Capital Metro. We provide mobility options that anyone can use for any trip, including people who can't or don't want to drive. Every weekday, we carry enough people to fill Memorial Stadium, the Irwin Center, and Dish Golf Field combined. That's a lot fewer cars on our streets and highways, which means less traffic, fewer accidents, cleaner air and water, and healthier lifestyles. We provide affordable transportation for people who want or need to keep their costs down, especially as gas prices go up. We connect affordable housing to the jobs and schools and services that people need. And most of all, we've made it easier for people all over Central Texas to take part in our region's success, enjoy its vitality, and achieve a higher quality of life. Capital Metro is working with partners throughout Central Texas to help us all enjoy the benefits of better mobility. We work with other transportation agencies and local governments to create an integrated, regional, multimodal mobility network that gives users freedom of choice and access to opportunity. And we collaborate with employers, events, civic groups, and all Central Texans to help them meet their mobility needs. We're all invested in the future of Austin and Central Texas. Capital Metro is here for you to help us all stay connected and keep Austin moving toward the top of the charts.
All right, well, thank you for letting me play that real quick. Otherwise, I would have to spend an hour telling you all that stuff. So perhaps not nicely in 4 minutes. But we are doing a lot of exciting things at Capital Metro, and the reason why we're out here today is to tell you some things that you already know, and that, as was being mentioned, specifically to the vitality of the development, the digital media community here in Central Texas, there are a lot of great things happening here. I think most people would agree that we're pretty fortunate to be living here in Central Texas at this time. We have an economy that's the envy of most of the rest of the country. We still have a pretty tremendous quality of life. It's somewhat affordable compared to other places like San Francisco and LA to live here. But the problem is that everybody else has figured that out too. And as the video mentioned, there's 150 people moving here every day. Actually, that rate of growth is projected to increase over time. So not only are a lot of people moving here now, more will be moving here even faster in the future. A couple other numbers from that video the video was done several months ago. Metro Rail ridership has now more than tripled. Have any of you ridden Metro Rail yet? Well, don't try to ride it during South by Southwest, because you cannot get on. You cannot get on. It is so packed. It's like in Japan where they have to shove people in. That's how it is in South by Southwest. But it's more than tripled. Every day it's standing room only coming out of Leander into town and on the way back out. Our regular bus ridership has grown substantially. The amount of development that we have had around our Metro Rail stations, I think the video said $90 million. What's on the ground, what's coming out of the ground in development now is almost $400 million. There's so much going on around those stations, including actually some game development companies. I was mentioning to my buddy here from Skill Point Alliance that anybody here from Zynga? Anybody? No? I got a call from them, their corporate office in San Francisco this morning saying, I guess they had an office downtown and they're moving it out of downtown, but they're moving it to our Lakeline station, like right next to our Lakeline station. And they were saying, well, a lot of our developers use the train to go downtown, and they want to use it to go to Lakeline. Actually, they can get more, but the train doesn't go the other direction, because most of our, in the afternoon, is going back that way, not coming back. So we're trying to work out a way to get some later train runs for them so that people can get back and forth. But it really is a great resource, and we're seeing a lot more of that kind of development and that employment around our rail stations. But we've got a problem. We've got tremendous growth, which is an opportunity actually, but the problem that comes with it is tremendous congestion. And so we are part of the solution. The part of the solution that we provide at Capital Metro is providing people the choice to sitting in that stuff. Not everybody is going to use transit. Even the people who use transit regularly may not